This is awesome, right? You give them one-time permits and then you take away the pain, right? But if you're all about pain, you think you're just like everyone else. And and this is another thing we talked about in the mastermind is saying the wrong thing. If you go in and you put your pitch on and then you're saying the same thing everyone else is, or maybe a little bit different, or maybe you dance better, it doesn't matter. You're going to work way harder than I do because I just ask them what they want and then I give them what they want and then I get the gig. And so I don't prepare for meetings anymore. I walk in like, what's going on for you? Like, what's going on? And then you and I would talk, and then I'm sure we'd find some things, and then I'd be like, hey, I think I can help you. Or you know what, my friend can help you. Exactly what you're going through, my friend can help you. And that's it. That's it. That's how I run my life and my business. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
It's so simple. Two more singular questions. When you're doing it quickly, a lot of times we can ask, what's your goals? Too big. What's your number one goal right now? What's your big challenge? Right? What's your biggest challenge? You want to make it singular. What's one thing that we can do to add or improve? Right? And when you give them something one, they can focus in on it. Sometimes we ask too many things. Like if you talk, hey, tell me 10 athletes that you really like. It's like, what's your favorite? What's your favorite movie star? What's your favorite this? When you start asking for one, boom, you're going to get an answer. And we want it to be easy for them. If you get your wow client on the phone and you make it difficult, then it's not as fun. And a lot of times we only need the one right now. And don't forget, you can always ask them for more, right? You're going to see them again. They're a wow client. You're probably going to be hanging out with them for a while, maybe the rest of your life. And the last one is give a gift. Give a gift. Give a gift. This could be like additional services for you. Like, I was working with an apparel company that works with, pro Winter Olympics, like skiers, snowboarders. And so they got some of their hats autographed. And then when their clients their WOW clients gave a survey, they put them in a raffle and they gave away some Olympic signed hats. And then they also gave 25%, or no, I think they did 20% off their order for one order, right? So they actually, so that did is bought another purchase. So sometimes you can actually give the gift where it incentivizes more business with you. So you can do a lot. Now the other thing, the gift could be someone else. It could be like a joint venture, like you can partner up with someone and give some other gift. There's lots of things that you can do. I think you all have gifts. Just from talking to some of you in the hall, getting to know if you like your heart's in it, you want to make a difference right now. You're shaking things up in this industry, and you want to give these gifts to people. And I just want to make it easier for you. And you're going to give more gifts away. But you got to choose the right people to give those gifts to. So you got to find the wow clients. You got to ask them what they want. Give them what they want, then teach them and give them what they need. Is this simple enough?
Yeah.
Can you all do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you go back and do the WOW client exercise and then go ask those WOW clients the questions and then take that exact language and put it on your website, put it in your auditory when you're at a networking event, say the words that they're saying. And guess what? The words shift. That's why I have to keep doing this every year. My same WOW clients, their words, their pains, their challenges change every year, even every month sometimes. And I've got to be ready to change. So this is a model. It's not, you don't make it once and then leave it. You got to keep working. So, I'm curious, just a couple of, I guess let me ask this question. How many of you got value from this? Was this valuable? Beautiful, thank you. I appreciate that. That gives me feedback. I've truly been doing this to make a difference. And I just quickly want to share just a couple things. Like, with my family, I showed you some pictures. It's been amazing being in Philadelphia. Like, even when we went to Thomas Edison's lab in Florida, so my son was like so little. My son got big into comic books, and this is not our grandfather.
Stan Lee.
Stan Lee. And it was an awesome moment because we got back to the hotel. I was speaking at a convention center, and the convention center next to it, just a few miles away, was having Comic-Con. And so I took the whole family, and we went to Comic-Con, and then the next day I spoke, and I cried on stage. I couldn't help it. I've told this story a number of times, just a little bit, but it's still connected to me. My dad never did those types of things. And then my son looked me in the eye that night before he went to sleep, and he said, "Dad, thank you." He said, "I know so many kids would love to go to Comic-Con and they can't. And you took me." And that like hit me so hard. I mean, yeah, him did too. It's hard for me to say this. And then he said, furthermore, he said, and I know that you didn't have to pay extra for me to meet Stanley, and you did that too. Thank you. And he understood that it was a privilege and all these things, and it was like, it hit me really hard. And this is what I do. Like, I want you to have moments for whatever it is for you, whether you have kids or not, where you want to live, what you want to do, where you want to travel. My daughter here, we were in New York, and I don't know what she's going to say about Philadelphia, but when we were in New York, we were there for 3 weeks. I did a couple engagements, and then we hung out, and then at the end, we were walking home to our place, and she said, Dad, in this town, you have to look down, because there's so much you don't want to step on. And I just thought it was so funny. It was like poetic. I had to post that on social media. I'll never forget. So it's amazing. And getting to travel. We lived in Australia. So more business, more life is what I'm all about. And is it okay? I don't know how many of you would like to know if I share with you how I work with people around more business, more life. Would it be okay if I share that with you real quick? Thank you. So I've created this program because I've had to do this. So now, over 7 years, I created this program, More Business, More Life, because I can't work with everyone one-to-one. I'm not going to make as great of an impact. And now I can truly say that we're actually in the groups. At first, I wasn't. You had to work with me one-to-one. We'd make the changes. But now I've exceeded. I'm helping more people become millionaires that are already millionaires, but they had no life, start changing their life and making a difference. And we're making more difference inside my group work than I do with my one-to-one clients. I even am telling all my one-to-one, I keep going down. So I only keep 3 one-to-one clients a year now, and everyone else goes into the group work. So what I do, short video, and then I'll tell you what it is.
My biggest challenge before More Business, More Life, it's my doubt sometimes that arise within myself.
I have a lot of marketing going out to people with very limited response.
Time and money. I'm trying to really figure out how to use that much better.
Not having enough time in my life to live the life I want.
A lot of times I don't have time and energy to be the father that I want to be the husband that I want to be the boss that I want to be.
I actually was thinking that if I continue to be this, I'd get hurt.
I have a really clear vision for what I want, but I just haven't had clarity around the steps.
Steve, he knows what he's doing.
I got really clear steps through both the activities that we did and then also just through Steve and the way that he comes across and his experience. It allows me to know what to do, what work to do, but also how to structure my personal life. So it's great.
I can now see a clear picture of how we get to the place where we're working much less in the business and at the same time grow the business to a place where financial resources aren't really in question for us.
We sold a minimum of 32 memberships. It might be 33, which is better than we've done before. I mean, that was awesome. The most important is that we learned how to talk to people more effectively and how to connect.
I've learned how to set up like a sales funnel on my website that is useful and brings in lots of new business at every level.
Last year we were able to take 12 weeks of awesome vacation. We hired someone to start replacing ourselves and our business was able to grow 40%.
I could be gone for 2 weeks. I've taken more vacations in the last year than I have ever. And I've been gone, and we've still grown.
But I remember that to kind of look up and see the beauty of life, the beauty of people and connection. Funny thing is, the more I do that, the more successful I've been in my businesses.
So it's really special to me, and the quick rundown of this is that we work with you to design your business and your life. So in fact, I always say design your life and then build your business around that. Many of us have been building our business and fitting our life in, and so we flip-flop the whole thing. Then create a foundation for the sales funnel, and that's the yellow brick road to bring only wow clients in. So how do we have the language? How do we set it up? How do we drive that traffic from a marketing standpoint? Remember, I had an ad agency, so knowing that stuff is easy. Once we get the wow client stuff defined, then setting all the steps goes quickly. Then we write the message This is key. The right words. Remember I said there's only two things that I really focus on. The right people and the right message. Once you have that, it just flows. And if it's not flowing, then we go back to the drawing board on one of those two things. And then we learn how to have quality outreach, not quantity. I don't want to hit a 10 people. I want to hit a few of the right people and then have it explode. And then we're ready to capture clients. It really is like putting a net. Once you have this there, they just swim right into you. It's so amazing. So when I work with a one-to-one client, it's a minimum of $75,000. Most of the clients are bigger than that, and they spend over 6 figures with me and start working with their whole team. And what I've been able to do is get this down to a $3,000 program because I'm doing it in the group, so I can help a lot more people. Now, there's a virtual part to this and an in-person part, and I do it in California. Why do I do that? Because you come to me, and then I get to stay home with my kids. Right, so I travel when I want to travel. So what I've done is I created a travel voucher. I take $1,500 off for you to pay for your airfare and your hotel to come to me. I make less money, but I get to stay home, which is very, very important to me. So what I do in trade for the travel voucher, though, is I ask you to answer some questions.
What do you want?
Yeah, so if you do, those of you that are curious about this, by texting this in, you're not committing to coming to the program, but then you'll see the questions that I asked, some of the ones that are my favorite, and then if you do go through with it, then you'll get the $1,500. So basically now I'm paying you. Now just look at this, I'm breaking this down. So I'm making my little, my offer. Here I am pulling back the curtain. I'm giving you $1,500 right there. Right? Just think how you can be doing that for your clients. I'm giving $1,500. You just text WOW to 72,000, and then it'll ask you. It'll come up like this, and it'll say reply yes. And then I don't send things unless there's value. You're not going to get a lot of text messages from me. If I send something that's value, you can always opt out. Like it prompts you every time to say stop if you don't want it. But then you're going to be able to get the questions that I ask. Now, and I asked a few questions for $1,500. I think there's like 9 questions there, right? They're quick. So then what that does, I want to do one other, well, I do 3 things. So I'm going to give you 2 bonuses as well. So if you do this today, I give an action discount. Now, why do I do this? And I tell people you always want to have an action discount because the people that take action now, like if you take action